All right, here's my pit, looking pretty good. We'll come back to that. So I'm going to show you another, what I think is a really useful comparison shady pit down the block. Now here's our next door neighbor pit, which we've seen before. Look at that. Our Jack Frost is doing great. And that's an impatiens I transferred here, but it's never bloomed so far. All right, so as we keep going down the block, there are some more, planted here. They planted this, which is nice. This is a barberry bush, okay? And then we have some empty ones and some more full ones, and we'll head down to Starbucks. All right, check out these pits over here. This is across the avenue on my street, and they just put the guard around this. Look at the size of this thing. This is a 20-foot pit. I'll tell you, I'd go crazy here. I know you're not allowed to plant shrubs, but they probably allow you here because it's so far away from the tree. All right? Because that's the problem. The shrub competes with the tree. Okay? So let's keep going. You know, right past the huge tree pit, there's a bunch of tiny, empty tree pits. It's kind of sad. You know, the thing about this, though, is that you can request. Here's another one. You can request to have these enlarged if the owners wanted to, but, you know, they have to request it. Here's another pit on my way to the coffee. Did a good job here. Got a couple of, there's a hosta, another one, and that's a euchera, a coral bell. Looks good. All right, so here's the planting I want to talk about. Now, this is different from my usual because this is obviously professionally done. All right, not little homeowners like me. But what I noticed about this pit, you know, I've walked by this for over 20 years going to Starbucks. But recently I realized, hey, wait a minute, this is a deep shade pit. It's a lot like mine. So that might be useful. And I was like, hey, I wonder what they planted in deep shade pit. Let's take a look. Now here I went, oh my God, it's a hellebore. There you go. Just like I have. And look, that one even got a few flowers. It's kind of late in the season. This is like the Irish green or something, I think they call it. It's really fantastic. I love these leaves. All right, so that was nice. And then as I'm looking at it, I said, wait a minute. Let's see, what else here? Well, here we got a lily turf, and this came in really good. I think it's called the Liriope. Looks fantastic. I'm surprised it grew in this much shade. Really gives me second thoughts, okay? And then next to that, I went, oh my God, there's an Astilbe. There you go. They actually have a whole bunch of them in here. You know, I noticed all the Astilbes are a little brown, and they have automatic watering here. So what that tells me is the hellebores thrive on less water than the Astilbe. The Astilbe needs more water. Here, let's take a look as we go down. You see they got a lot of ferns. There you go, a whole bunch of hellebores. Look at them. Jeez. This is fantastic. And here is another Astilbe, so we're on the same wavelength. There's a bunch in the back. Now this is going to be, the reason I'm calling this a gold mine is because now I have some comparisons. I mean, obviously these are more mature plants, but I can see, you know, when do they turn yellow in November and blah, blah, blah. How do they come back? So it's nice to have some more mature comparison plants here. I'm really thrilled I found this. And it's fun every day to check them out now when I go to get coffee.